Peace, peace, peace. What's going on? Gotta tell y'all about one of my favorite programs that I'm watching right now. It's called The Food That Built America. It's a program that comes on the History Channel and gives you a lot of the backstories about a lot of the restaurants we frequent, as well as a lot of the groceries and food products that we purchase on a regular basis. Recently, I was watching the program. They were talking about the competition between Post and Kelloggs. Now, at the time, Kelloggs was like the top dog in the breakfast category, and Post was trying to catch up and find ways to, overtake Kelloggs as the #1 breakfast product. So while at the time cereal was dominant around that period, Post, had some of their food scientists sit down and try to formulate some new products. And one of the products in which they created was a breakfast pastry, right? Where they had fruit on the inside and breading around it that could fit in the toaster. And they were so excited that they came up with the product that they went and put an ad out in the paper saying that they had this food product called the Country Square that was coming, and that it was a new breakfast pastry you could put in the toaster and kids can enjoy it for breakfast, right? So, but what happened, the mistake which they made was the fact that they had a prototype for the product, but didn't have a way of manufacturing it on a mass scale. So that was still like months away from them being able to mass produce the product. So with them putting the product out in the newspaper with a press release, folks at Kellogg was able to get a jump on and say, oh, this is what y'all about to drop, we're gonna make our own version. Now, being the fact that Kellogg's was, their lane was breakfast cereal and not really too knowledgeable about, baked goods, they leaned on another company, Keebler, right, which is famous for the Keebler Elves. Well, they were making cookies, and I guess they were, had more experience in the lane of making baked goods. So Kellogg's reached out to Keebler for some assistance in creating that breakfast pastry. And in doing so, they came up with what's called a Pop-Tart, right? And with that, they were able to put that out to market before Post was able to put theirs out to market. So when Kellogg's finally put out the Pop-Tart, it was a smash hit. Customers loved it, and and ever since, it's been, it's took over the food industry. And then by the time that Post was able to figure out their manufacturing and get their Country Squares to market, Kellogg's already had the market on lock, and people were already, eating the Pop-Tarts, and just the Country Square never got a chance to catch on, and it fizzled out. Because if you go to the store right now, you see a shelf full of Pop-Tarts, but you won't see any Country Squares. And I bet you probably never heard of Country Squares, right? So in watching this episode, there's a lot of lessons you can learn, right? The first one is that the lesson that Post learned in that process was the fact that they jumped to announce a product that was still in development, but they didn't really finalize all the production, and they gave the chance for the competition to jump on that product and create their own version that they got to market first. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you have some new products that you're developing, make sure you protect your products before you put them out, and make sure you have everything finalized before you put it out there, before somebody else tries to steal it. Another lesson that can be learned from this particular episode, the fact that Kellogg's knew what lane they were in. They knew they were in the cereal lane and not really too knowledgeable about baked goods. So they reached out to Keebler, which was the lane which they were in, and they were able to assist Kellogg in getting their product out there. So again, in business, there'll be times where you may want to go in a different direction, or you may have to partner with someone that has a different skill set or different expertise than you have to help your business grow, right? So don't be afraid to reach out and get help from other people, because you're not in this by yourself, and you can't do it by yourself. So you're gonna need to form partnerships along the way, right? So I hope, you got something out of this, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.